Another story, you see the video just behind us right there. We're learning more about the search and rescue operation for a 12-year-old boy who died after he fell into the Provo River. Several first responders set up along the banks, many of them jumping in to try and save the child.
News specialist Shelby Lofton spoke with one of those rescuers today. And Shelby, he says they easily could have had more than one victim here.
Dan and Debbie, that's right. I spoke to that Provo firefighter. He said given how high and incredibly fast the water is running in many spots in Utah right now, it's just not worth the risk to get in the water. You can hear how loud this creek is behind me. Again, this water is running fast and it is strong. This fire says his rule of thumb is to stay at least 40 feet away from the water. He says while they were trying to pull this boy to safety yesterday, they had other people jumping into the water, which really caused more chaos and distress in their search.
We had rescuers at every crossing or any vantage point.
As soon as the calls came pouring in, firefighters and police from multiple agencies stationed themselves along the Provo River.
Our rescuers were dressed in dry suits, and a few of them had to actually run up and down the river.
Desperate to spot a young child in the rough waters.
The victim was actually underneath the water, not floating on the surface.
At Canyon View Park, a spotter on the bridge thought he saw him and alerted a rescuer.
They made entry without ever being able to see the victim. Attempted to swim down the river, swam down the river for quite a ways.
It was one of several unsuccessful rescue attempts, Provo Fire Battalion Chief Jason Branson said.
Yesterday we risked a lot, and unfortunately, the outcome wasn't what we wanted or expected.
This water is running unusually fast.
Almost 2,000 cubic feet per second. Normally, it's anywhere between 300 and 500.
Branson said other bystanders were jumping in the water, complicating their search. While we were at the Provo River, we saw people swimming feet away from the falls.
Stay away from the river. It's not worth it at this moment.
Fortunately, no other civilians were hurt Saturday, but a firefighter holding a rope that tethered a rescuer to shore was injured.
When the victim was rescued at the very end, the swimmer in the water was able to cling on to that person, but the person tethering with the rope burned their hands just from the water pressure.
Branson said Utah County Special Response Team is trained for situations like these, but it doesn't make the loss any less difficult.
Talk through, and give them resources just in case they need it, because these incidents can be very difficult to process and handle.
Branson said he estimates rescuers jumped in at least 3 to 4 times yesterday to try and save that boy. They said they also had a boat on standby, hopeful they could use it in their operation, but they never did. Officials have still not said what led up to this little boy getting into the water. I'll send it back to you.
Yeah, very sad situation all the way around. Thanks a lot, Shelby Lofton, live for us tonight.